Hey, hello, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tobias, and as usual, we're going to talk about music here on this channel. And it just dawned on me because in my last episode, I was raving and was so excited about the new KLF Blu-ray that's just been released. So I nearly forgot about all the other gems that are waiting for me around the corner, and perhaps for you as well. Who knows? But I just wanted to share my excitement about these releases. So let's kick things off. And things are kicked off next week, actually, on the 17th of November. That's on Friday, when Madness releases their 13th studio album, and it's called The Theatre of the Absurd Presents C'est la vie. And I don't know if they refer to themselves as the theatre of the absurd, but I have a hunch it might be the world that we live in here and now. Because it's quite absurd, isn't it? Hey, Tobias here from the editing. If I just paid a little bit more attention to the actual cover of this Madness album when I talked about it, and not so much reading from the press release itself, I would have realized pretty quickly that it's actually called The Theatre of the Absurd Presents Madness, C'est la vie. Just wanted to point that out. Now back to the video. Anyhow, a couple of weeks ago, they released some tracks from the new album, and I had listened to them on Spotify, and it sounds absolutely amazing, really, really promising. So I'm always looking forward to a new Madness album. Let's be honest, I love that band. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. And so many other artists today, they do release that on different formats. So I opted in for the double vinyl on clear vinyl, actually. I pre-ordered it from HMV here in the UK. It also comes on standard black vinyl, double, and a CD, and you had a cassette, and there was a picture disc. Yeah, so you got all these formats to choose from. But yeah, that's something I'm really, really looking forward to hear the new Madness album. And once I've done that, I'll have a review up here, I'm sure. And moving on with another favorite from this year, I'm talking about Kylie Minogue and Tension. And I already spoke about this one in a previous episode. And now she's releasing it again. But this time it's called Extension. And the thing is, she took all the tracks from this absolutely fabulous album and did extended versions of them. And I'm in heaven, let me tell you, because my love for the maxi singles, as I call them, is boundless. I love them. I love a good extended version of them. So I'm really, really looking forward to listen to this whole album, but in its extended form, Extension. And it's being released. I also pre-ordered this one on HMV here in the UK. It comes on a beautiful splatter vinyl. It's a double vinyl set. And for some reason, I couldn't see a CD release of this one. But I'm sure I would be really surprised if they didn't release one at the same time or shortly after. So look out for that one. But at this point, it's a double splatter vinyl that you have to go for to listen to the new Kylie and Extension. Yeah, can't have too much Kylie in your life. That's my motto. So that's it. And another thing I'm really excited about is also happening in the beginning of December, I think around when Kylie's Extension is released, actually, or if not on the same day. It's Depeche Mode, and it's a Blu-ray this time, and it's Strange and Strange 2. And you might wonder, what is Strange and Strange 2? Well, Strange, to begin with, was released in 1988 on VHS, and it's a compilation of videos mainly taken from the album Music for the Masses, this one. And this is probably the album that propelled them to absolute international stardom, with a lot of hits on it, like Never Let Me Down Again and Behind the Wheel, just as an example. So what happened around 1988 was that they released videos for some of these tracks here, and one track from here we go, here it is, Black Celebration, the previous album, the one released before Music for the Masses. And that track kicks Strange off. It's a question of time. And it's all filmed and directed by the famous photographer and director Anton Corbijn, and he used Super 8 millimeter film to film this. So it's really this grainy look, but with very sharp contrasts. And what he was able to do is to create a bit of a storyline to the videos. They might not always be really clear, but when you look at Strange as a compilation, the one they released on VHS in 1988, it seems that you're watching a whole movie, or at least a shorter movie, because all these videos are intertwined with each other, because there are small interludes between those that connects them in some ways. And it changed the way that Depeche Mode were doing their music videos, of course. And I also think it set a template for a lot of other bands that were making music videos in the beginning of the 1990s. Because if you look back on some of the earlier music videos from Depeche Mode, they're nothing much to write home about, but that's just the way things were done in the 80s. But Anton Corbijn came in and changed this for them forever. I think you remember a lot of them. On Strange, that was released in 1988, you got Never Let Me Down Again, of course, Strangelove, Behind the Wheel, and Pimp, I think it was on that one. So it's being released on Blu-ray, and with a couple of extras, I would say. There's some outtakes and other tidbits that I'm getting really excited about on this Blu-ray. And we're not stopping there, because I did mention they also released Strange 2. And that was released around the time of Violator, this album, which I also talked about on this channel. And it came out in 1990. And they went with the same format, Anton Corbijn shooting it, directing it once again, but this time on Super 8 color stock. So it's in color now, with really interesting results. We do have tracks like Personal Jesus, of course, Policy of Truth, Enjoy the Silence, and World in My Eyes. And my favorite video from that one is Halo. And like I said, these two, Strange and Strange 2, has only been available on VHS and Laserdisc up to this point. And now we're finally getting them remastered, enhanced, and all of that stuff on Blu-ray. So I can't wait to get my hands on this one and watch it all over again. I watched those two, Strange and Strange 2, so many times. I remember buying this back in 1988, Strange, and then in 1990 a friend of mine bought Strange 2 on VHS, and I think we wore out those tapes. They're no longer existing in this universe. We wore them out completely. We were totally obsessed, because this was a new way of looking at music videos, and we've never seen anything like this before. So if you have never seen these before, this is worth picking up, I promise you. And with these being enhanced and put on a Blu-ray, it can't get any better. Enough raving about that one. Let's go to the next one, the last one that I can think of right now. I might come back and do another one, who knows. But within 2023, the last thing that I am excited about, I would say last but not least, my love for musicals brings me back to this once again. It's The Sound of Music, beloved by so many people around the world, of course. And I'm not an exclusion at all. Okay, now over to the last entry in my excitement list for the releases of 2023. And it's last but not, absolutely not least. This is my love of musicals that shines through here. Once again, we'll get another release of the soundtrack of The Sound of Music, this beloved piece of cinema and soundtrack that's been entertaining people ever since 1965. And people really took it to their hearts. I'm no exception. Love this musical. Such a feel-good movie and very well done. Directed by Robert Wise. Yeah, this one has been released. I can't even count how many times it's been re-released and enhanced and anniversary editions and so forth and so on. But I stuck with this one. I bought this one in 1987, I think, at some point. So it's stuck with me ever since. So this is what they're releasing again. But for the first time ever, we're actually going to get the actual score. And you would think, well, wasn't this the actual score? No. The thing is, they didn't use what was recorded for the film. They went into studio after the fact, and all the actors and actresses had to reenact these songs in a studio. And for some reason, they also put this reverb on most of the voices, so it sounds like they're singing in a big room, even if it should be set in the town where they sing Do Re Mi, for example, with that collage in the movie, or anywhere else. It has basically the same reverb on everything, at least to my ears. That's how it sounds. So for the first time, they actually went back, took the original recordings that were made for the movie with all the actors and actresses and the singers and the choirs and all that, and put it on a CD Super Deluxe Edition. And once again, on different formats, we're going to be presented with this fabulous Rodgers and Hammerstein musical. On a Super Deluxe Edition, you can choose from a 3 LP set, a 3 vinyl set, really extensive one with a trifold cover and all of that, and also released on a 4 CD and a Blu-ray. So you're going to get 5 discs on this one, and the 4 CDs are packed with alternative takes, demos, and all of those nice stuff. And the Blu-ray's got the Dolby Atmos mix on it, so if you have those surround systems in your home and would like to listen to it on a Blu-ray, that's the one to go for. I opted in for the 2 CD deluxe edition. It does opt out some of the alternative takes and demos and instrumentals, I think, because yeah, if you really want it all, you have to buy the 4 CD and the Blu-ray one. But I thought it was a bit expensive. I love the Sound of Music, but not to that point, because I do have to watch my wallet as well. There's a lot of releases, as you just heard, that I want to get my hands on. So I opted in for the 2 CD one, and I think I'm going to be really happy with that one, because what I'm really looking forward to is not all the alternative takes and all that. I wanted the remastered original soundtrack that never been released before. So there you go. The Sound of Music. Well, that's it. Those are the things that I am really, really excited about, and it was really nice to share it with all of you. We went from madness to some disco and then back to some synth pop, and now we just rounded things off nicely with a musical. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Is there something that I might have missed here that you think, well, I think Tobias would like this one? Or is there something completely different that you're excited about? Let's hear about it in the comments down below. I hope someone will comment on this, because I would love to have a discussion around this. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Adieu!